to their learning. So I will just share a couple of slides. My name is Kara Molina. I'm the Executive Director of Health and Wellness Services in Ontario Montclair School District. Just for a couple of, for connection regarding our demographics, we do have 34 schools. We are a K-8 district, actually PK-8. We have an online academy, an alternative school as well. We do have 88% social economic disadvantage. And while you see on the screen that it says free and reduced meals, 87%, we are actually 100% community qualified. So meaning every single one of our students do get those free meals based on our community qualification. So high need area, high homelessness. I don't know for sure this year because we haven't finished out the school year yet, but for the past couple of years, we've also been the district with the highest identified homeless. So lots of need in our district for sure. We have over 18,000 students. So we are one of the largest PK-8 districts in California. And so in my department, we do oversee quite a bit of things, everything community school, social emotional learning, trauma informed. And so for us, we were one of the earlier cohorts, cohort 1 for community schools grant. We were recognized by the state as an existing community school. So getting into fee schedule as a sustainable funding source, it was pretty seamless. And so we pivot, right? We're just so you, to be clear, what I'm presenting is as we know it. So we know that there's lots of like not for sures or unknowns, but what we have done is put all of our historical best practices into place to launch fee schedule. And particularly down here, the two italicized individuals, those are our individuals at the school site. Those are our direct behavioral health staff members that are providing those services, a certificated and a classified version. So when we launched into fee schedule, we brought together everything we were already doing. We were already billing for LEA, BOP, and SMA. I happen to oversee mental health and case management services, so we are also billing for EPSTT or early periodic diagnostic and treatment services. So we were able to build on all that historical knowledge of billing to quickly launch fee schedule. So we were in cohort 2 of fee schedule billing, and we onboarded all of our practitioner types, which we have PPS, we have certified wellness coaches, and we have community health workers. And so it was really important when we were onboarding, not only were we working with the practitioners to go from grant funded or other district funds funded positions, so that, and they never had to bill, so that they could really understand this idea of billing for the same work that they were already doing. And so not only were we supporting them with onboarding, we also needed to get some buy-in from our administrators. So we did establish an MOU with our union, our teacher union. And the reason why is we wanted them to make sure and have a voice. They wanted to have a voice in what this would look like with impacts and effects. And so we jointly created this MOU on the left so that they could have a voice, and then also to set some parameters for our principals. So while we implemented that MOU, I also sent out this district-wide launch memo to our administrators so that they would be kept in the loop and understand exactly what all of these expectations are. We are going to reestablish an MOU for this coming year as well, because we want to make sure and keep those great relationships intact. Some people will ask, how did we get to that percentage of being able to clear at such a high number? I will say that not one thing actually worked. It was many things. So we did our e-consents, we did our paper consents, we have it part of our SIS system. We did it on Parent Square, which is our communication platform. Our practitioners are getting consents, and we built our consents all together so that it was insurance information, consent to bill, and consent to treat all together. But ultimately, it comes to relationships. Our schools, communities, our families, they don't all know me, they don't all know my team, but they know their principal. And so that's where that connection and administrator buy-in was also important, so that they could articulate and communicate out to their communities why it's so important to return these consents. So with medical necessity, we did quickly pivot. So we want to make sure that we were doing medical necessity by student. So on here, I wanted to share with you an example. I happen to have ORPs directly in district since I do have staff clinical case management and mental health providers. So we do have an LMFT and two LCSWs that are our ORPs for the three different practitioner types. And so with that, this is how we currently, as we understand the guidance, how we are establishing medical necessity. And then with under that diagnosis code of educational maladjustment. And so for our practitioners, we wanted to give them exactly what they needed so that they could quickly bill. We did start billing just in-house, both for LEA BOP and for EPSDT. I have in-house billers. So when fee schedule started, we also did in-house billers. However, what we found was the process was quite lengthy to submit a claim. And so we did a quick pivot. And in January, we brought in Healthy Campus, which is our electronic health record platform for logging services for behavioral health services under fee schedule. And so we wanted to give them these guides. So in this slide deck, there will be linked the PPS guide by practitioner type, and then also examples. So you could see how we crosswalked all of those things. We really wanted our billers to understand what services were tied to billing codes, but we didn't want our practitioners to have to worry about billing codes. So we built in these guides so that they could focus on their piece of this pie. And then we also built service templates in our Healthy Campus platform so that it was very easy for them to just get right in there and start logging services. And again, we did very specifically create service templates by practitioner. We wanted PPS to only bill PPS allowable activities, CWC and CHW alike. And so really wanting to focus on what those practices should be, but again, aligned to those great behavioral health services that they're providing students, and then what is connected to logging. So their focus as practitioners is I'm logging services that I'm providing, which is, I think that for us, that was really helpful because we wanted to make sure that they didn't have that stress of like, I'm now being the biller. I actually have a billing staff member for that. So those stats were awesome, Patrick. I'm actually excited to share with you. We have a little bit improved stats now. We're up to 55 point, almost 56% cleared. And as of yesterday, we're at 706,000 plus in received revenue, not billed revenue, but actually received in-house. In billed revenue, we are, I believe, just over $1 million. So pending some claims that are still coming in. Like everyone that is doing this work, it is coming in a little bit at a time, but just really excited to be able to do all of this. The most important thing is because it is creating opportunity for increased access to behavioral health services for our kiddos. So if you have any questions, I'm always happy to support. I do firmly believe we learn best together because everyone can take information and then they tweak it specifically to their community. And this is how we implemented it in ours. But hopefully that was helpful.